What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about the Urzikstan Warzone map from Modern Warfare 3, some early teasers, and things you may have missed. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and also as a reminder, we got plenty of brand new coverage going up over on dkdynamite.com, expanding on all the coverage you're seeing here on the channel, just in the form of articles on the website, and plenty of tweets over on Detonated's Twitter. In the background, we have some more Fort Resurgence gameplay, our brand new map that released with the launch of Season 5 Reloaded. And I know you guys are probably like, wait, it's not really a brand new map, it's just Bagra Fortress from Mazrah. Yeah, I'm aware of that, but the map still does play pretty well with the right squad. It could be incredibly frustrating when you're playing with randoms, but if you're playing with folks who know what they're doing, there's a lot of gameplay opportunities, fast-paced action, and lots of high kill potential if you guys know exactly how to navigate through this experience. My question for you guys though is, will this map be removed in under 5 months? If the community reception to the map doesn't improve when other squad sizes get added for Fort Resurgence, then could we see this map removed as early as Season 6? If that is the case, that'll be the most short-lived BR map, I think, in gaming history. With that in mind, right, Fortune's Keep got removed after 147 days back during Warzone 1. Really curious to see if Fort does outlive Fortune's Keep over the course of the next few months. But as you guys are probably aware, last year a Las Almas Warzone map did leak out. I believe it was during the Modern Warfare 2 beta window. All the points of interest for a Las Almas BR map did leak out. So ever since that point, we were all expecting a Las Almas Warzone map to either sit alongside Mazrah or eventually replace Mazrah. And don't forget, inside of MW2 already, we have areas like Mercado Las Almas in 6v6 in gunfight. We have Shoot House and a bunch of ground war sections that take place in Las Almas already. So I think a Las Almas BR map just made the most sense. We all figured that it was inevitable. And we obviously have a bit of a recreation of the TAC map of Las Almas that people went ahead and found in campaign. Lots of recreations have been drawn up for that, but it was reported a couple of weeks ago at a private event at Sledgehammer Games that the Warzone map for Modern Warfare 3, which is going to release with Season 1 in December, is not Las Almas after all, but has a similar TAC map to Las Almas. The map itself is instead going to be Urzikstan. Now, if you look at the image that we got from Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, you can clearly tell that the map takes place in the Middle East, based on the language on that Burger Town sign, based on the clothing on the zombies altogether. So with all that, Urzikstan may in fact be our new Warzone map for MW3's integration in a couple of months. And we might have also seen our first look at the map in the recent intel drop we got for open combat campaign missions. That could be our first look at the Warzone experience we get for MW3. Although we're not sure where that takes place, it would check out if it was Urzikstan. And the week they dropped that intel drop for MW3 campaign, there was a lot going on, so I'm sure you guys might have actually missed a lot of key details or even some of the marketing we got for the open world campaign missions. But if Urzikstan is indeed the Warzone map for the Season 1 integration in a few months, then I can honestly say that this is a map that's been years in the making. I mean, ever since Warzone 1, you can even go back on YouTube or other social media pages and see that a lot of folks out there were talking about Urzikstan being the second Warzone 1 map that would release after Verdansk. And what's funny is that in the Season 5 intro cinematic cutscene for Modern Warfare 2, Farah says the following.
Russians are in country.
Yeah, Coney Group. Whew. Right in your backyard.
What do you propose?
Striking while the iron's hot.
Before they move into Urzikstan?
We combine forces.
So they've continuously mentioned Urzikstan, and it seems like if Coney were to have gotten their hands on those gas canisters in Shadow Siege, they might be headed to Urzikstan next. And what do you know, right? Coney has infiltrated Shadow Company. We have the operators Ivan and Nolan, who were undercover, I suppose, in Shadow Company. They got their hands on those gas canisters, so in terms of what happens next with those canisters, we'll either find out in the Modern Warfare 3 campaign, or at some point later with the post-launch narrative that we'll end up getting through Warzone cutscenes. Now, a fun fact for you guys is that the Modern Warfare 2 raid episodes also took place inside of Urzikstan. Apparently it was underground, a major city, so it's totally possible that we get some reused assets from the MW2 raids either in the next Warzone map. How cool would it be if some underground areas were taken directly from the raid episodes? I would actually be down for that. Or maybe they can use some of those areas from the raids and throw them into 6v6 multiplayer or gunfight or some type of aspect of the game. That would be cool, especially considering that if the MW2 raids weren't played all that much, the player count was low across the board, then them reusing the assets from the raids, would it make that much of a difference if not many folks out there had played them to begin with, since of course the raids were locked behind full ownership of Modern Warfare 2, they were not free to play. But I think it's important to remember that Urzikstan has played a large role in the Modern Warfare lore over the last couple of years, even since Modern Warfare 19, so seeing a Warzone Urzikstan map would still make sense, even though Las Almas I think would make even more sense at this point. I'm still down. Now, as we talked about recently, it was confirmed that at COD Next on October the 5th in a couple of weeks, not only are we going to get hands-on with Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer and Warzone Mobile, possibly even other experiences, fingers crossed for zombies, we are going to be getting a look at the next map for Warzone. It's unclear if it's just going to be a reveal trailer, will it just be a sit-down with some of the casters, or do we get hands-on with the map? I think that's probably likely, since last year at COD Next we did get to play Almas early for Warzone 2.0, and at that point Warzone was still pretty far away from launch, so we're going to be seeing actual gameplay of the Warzone Urzikstan experience, or whatever they want to name it, in just a couple of weeks time, which I couldn't be more excited about. Again, I'll be live streaming COD Next here on the channel. I'll be live from the venue, posting other coverage in the form of videos, articles on Detonated. You'll see lots of tweets. Now, something Detonated pointed out just recently, which I brought up in a previous video, but let's elaborate a little bit more about it here in this one, is that since Valeria has broken out of prison as of Season 3 of MW2, according to some intel in-game, she has formed an alliance with Kony and Makarov, and apparently are going to be working together with those chemical gas canisters and distributing them to some unknown locations. One of those locations might in fact be Urzikstan, which would help kind of tie everything together with a bow a little bit, kind of bridging the gap between the narrative we have going on with Alejandro, Rudy, and Valeria. We saw that in Season 3. We have a bunch of narratives going on through DMZ, the faction missions, you know, Shadow Company being infiltrated by Kony. We have the narrative after the raid episodes, the follow-up from MW2's ending with General Shepard, with no Russian. There's a lot of different storylines going on all at once, which can all tie together beautifully if done right, and Urzikstan might be the answer to all of this, since this might be where everything heads next. Now, something that hasn't been discussed all that much, because I think there's been so much information dropped over the last couple of weeks that people are still dissecting and just absorbing all the different amounts of information for multiplayer, Warzone, zombies. Something that hasn't been talked about all that much is the big gameplay overhaul coming to Warzone with Season 1 of MW3 in early December. The fact that every single major gameplay overhaul that's in MW3 multiplayer is also going to transfer into Warzone. We're talking about the ability to cancel just about everything from your sliding, from your equipment usage, your reloading, the ability to move as if you were playing MW19 and Warzone 1 again. All of those gameplay overhauls are also coming to Warzone, which not only drastically changes how Warzone 2 is going to feel, obviously, for the new map, but might also impact how the other Warzone maps feel. That's if they, of course, keep Vandal and a map like Ashika Island in rotation once MW3 integrates in a couple of months. And there's a content creator named Metaphor who leaked a ton of early details last year in regards to MW2 and Warzone. He's leaked even more details about the next Warzone map, which he doesn't know the name of, but looking at the information now, it does still check out that the map is indeed Urzikstan. So when he first reported on this was before the private event at Sledgehammer, where we learned that the map itself was going to take place in Urzikstan using a similar attack map to Las Almas for whatever reason. He claimed that, yes, there was slide canceling in the build that he saw. The map was very unlike Caldera and Mazrah, but very much like Verdansk, and that the map was big enough to where they might push the player limit past 150. Overwatch from MW3 was downtown. We have a remake of Countdown from COD 4 also present in the map. So put all the information together, what we have so far about the next Warzone experience, and this sounds like a really exciting map. I mean, it might be the best BR map in years. I personally think Vandal's the best BR map in years, but let's see how Urzikstan could top that in just a couple of months' time. But I want to end this video with this. What happens to Mazrah come December, right? Whenever Season 1 does release, either in early to mid-December, what happens to our first Warzone 2.0 map? Does it just get swapped out of rotation in favor of Urzikstan? I think that's certainly gonna be the case. I highly, highly doubt they keep every single Warzone map in rotation, ranging from Mazrah, Ashika, Vandal, Fort, and then Urzikstan. I think it's totally possible that with the removal of Mazrah, that will also affect other things, such as Fort within Resurgence. That might also go away. I think for DMZ, that'll be interesting to see if they even keep Mazrah support for that mode. I mean, it's a live service mode after all that's free to play. There's no contractual obligation or any money that was paid for that mode to where they have to keep all maps live at once. So it's possible anytime they could remove or modify some of this content. I mean, I'm sure we'll get a big reveal relatively soon talking about what the future is for DMZ. I'll be breaking that down in a separate video, of course. But if they remove Mazrah from DMZ, that also takes Koshai Complex with it. So I think if anything, the only way you can essentially play Mazrah will be through the missions we see in campaign, the ground war areas that we see of it inside of multiplayer, and that would really be it. I guess maybe some spec ops missions for the ones that take place in Mazrah as well. So that's something to consider, but I think Urzikstan as a big new BR map is really exciting to think about. A whole new gulag. We might even see areas of Urzikstan used for other game modes eventually, not just zombies. And hey, I wouldn't really mind if they added DMZ support for just Urzikstan. I really wouldn't mind if we see support for MP, Warzone, zombies, and DMZ this year for MW3. That would be great, especially considering the DMZ is more of a modern warfare type mode. It's Infinity Ward's baby. So if we don't see DMZ support with MW3, then when do we see support for it ever again? It's currently in beta, so when is it out of beta? That's a big question, right? I mean, if we're going to be seeing 2 Black Ops games back-to-back in 2024 and 2025, similar to the back-to-back carry-forward MW2 and 3 type launches, then DMZ might not be seen again until what, 2026? But overall, if you guys are still thinking about what the possibility is of seeing Verdansk as another Warzone map during the MW3 cycle, I still think it's highly, highly unlikely, but if they end up dropping that, I'm down. I really am. To try Verdansk out on a brand new engine with a bunch of gameplay changes that we did not see in Modern Warfare 19, you know, having the feel of Modern Warfare 3 inside of Warzone, that would be exciting. It really would, on top of all the new weaponry and cosmetics we would be able to use, which would make it feel that much different from OG Verdansk. But if you're dying to play Verdansk again, don't forget Warzone Mobile is rumored to come out at some point in early November, possibly with the launch of MW3. Verdansk will be the first map, Rebirth is coming soon after, gameplay already leaked out for that, and I'm assuming all vaulted Warzone maps will eventually make their way onto mobile. I mean, Caldera could be next, I hope Fortune's Keep gets added in, maybe the future of Mazrah is also to where it gets added into Warzone Mobile, and that'll be it. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the Urzikstan Warzone map coming at some point in December with the MW3 integration? How are you feeling about the fact that it's not Las Almas, plus all the other details that we discussed? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.